Coming to you, Professor John Gong, uh, given this context of challenges that we face, what are the specific initiatives that can be taken by Asian countries to reinforce this camaraderie, this cooperation, this connectivity among Asian countries? And what are the opportunities that exist in this regard, in your view? Professor John Gong.
And I think Washington policymakers should keep that chapter in mind when they talk about the policy vis-a-vis China. With respect to your question about what the ASEAN countries and other countries in the region can do in terms of economic cooperation, I think Ambassador Haki mentioned RCEP. I think this is a very good platform. We need to move ahead with this platform. That's the original free trade agreement among ASEAN countries, as well as China, Japan, South Korea, and Australia and New Zealand. More countries can be potentially joining RCEP, including countries in Asia, as well as in South Asia, Pakistan included. And also RCEP needs to move to the next level. I think negotiations have already started about an RCEP 2.0 version. It's more than just about reducing tariffs and bringing down trade barriers. Potentially, this this trade agreement can move into more promising areas like in bilateral or multilateral investment protection, intellectual property rights protection, digital trade, service trade, and discussions about artificial intelligence, these more imperative and emerging new issues. I think this is a great platform for enhancing economic cooperation and integration among key players, important countries in this region. And I think Pakistan, Australia, as well as India as well, are major players from economic perspective as well in this broader Asia Pacific region. And I think we should really move towards that direction.
Thank you. And Dr. Mahmud Ali, how do you view these geopolitical challenges that we just talked about? What is their impact on regional security and development in Asia? So how do you view things from your end, based in Kuala Lumpur, for the impact of these developments and the way forward on broadening this cooperation among Asian countries and Asian economies?
Senator, the discussion in this region has focused on the sort of difference, the philosophical difference over the purpose of the state. If the purpose of the state is to exercise control over not only your own citizens, but also the minds and actions of citizens of other countries, then you need to extend your reach beyond your sovereign territory and do things that other people might not really support or endorse. And I think most countries, most societies, and most governments in our region are primarily focused on developing their own economies, making sure that citizens of their countries can aspire to an improved quality of life for themselves, as well as for their children and their grandchildren. That is one way of looking at it. That is, if you like, the Asian way of looking at it. Becoming prosperous and sharing that prosperity down the generations. There is another way, which is trying to control other people, other countries, other societies, extract and exploit the resources for your own benefit. And that is something I think most Asian countries have experienced over the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries and totally reject that. And I remember that Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim speaking in Australia at the recent Australia ASEAN Summit said, "We are very independent." Now, that is a simple statement of fact, but it's also an attitudinal expression. Malaysians see themselves as independent. They want to be able to decide their own future, what they wish to do with their future, their own life, their resources, where they want their country to go. That is a decision for the people of Malaysia and not other people. And I think that sort of sums up how Asian countries, Asian societies, and Asian governments generally feel. So although there are efforts, and these have been going on for about a decade now, to divide the region into pro one power or anti another power, I think Asian countries will be pro themselves. they will fundamentally derive all their sources, resources, and strength from their own roots and try to focus on the development of their own countries, societies, and people. So, however hard polarizing efforts may be made, I don't think in the end they will succeed, because Asian people or countries of the global south have their own minds. Based on the context of their own historical experience, they will choose their path to their future.
I think well put, that the Asian countries with their own historical context will choose their own paths to the future. Ambassador Moinul Haq, we are talking of common challenges and shared responsibilities, and there has to be a meeting ground. I was reading this major initiatives by President Xi Jinping, the Global Security Initiative, for example, apart from the Global Development Initiative and the Global Civilization Initiative, which talk of indivisible security, that security of one is not at the expense of the other. It is a shared responsibility. So how do you view that Asian countries can contribute to this shared responsibility for a common destiny based on common vision of security in Asia and the world?
Thank you, sir. Yes, GSI was part of a vision of President Xi Jinping for creating a humanity of shared future, which he launched 10 years ago. And last year we celebrated not only the 10th anniversary of this vision, but BRI also. And BRI, GDI, GSI, and GCI are part of this whole concept of shared community. And as I may mention here also, that besides BRI, and CPEC being the flagship project of BRI, Pakistan is also the first country to become the partner country of Global Development Initiative, which is also very important in terms of our country economic future, economic and social prosperity. GSI for a country like Pakistan, which has also always been in a neighborhood which has been very tense. We had faced threats from our east and west. So for us, I think it is very important that as a developing country, as a country which has a very stake in its sovereignty and territorial integrity, that we work together with the nations in the region to protect ourselves, to protect our borders, to protect our people, the well-being of our people, which is very important, as mentioned by Dr. Mahmud Ali. This is the concept of China also. When I was there, the Chinese whole philosophy of governance is based on the welfare of the people. The policies are people-centric. I think it's unlike the misperceptions in the West that it's an authoritarian government. I think China is one of the largest democracy in the world because it feels for its people. One of the examples of China's people-centric approach was their poverty alleviation drive, bringing 800 million people out of poverty, which was the whole of the government approach and whole of the society approach. So security, I think, has to be people security, human security, energy security, food security. It is quite a broader concept. In all our countries, in the region especially, you mentioned about SCO. SCO is a very important organization, the largest multilateral organization in the world. It is now, of course, it started as a security-oriented, but now it is focusing on these important issues, economic issues, food security, health issues. So we think that these regional organizations, we need to promote them. We need to shun these constructs like Quad, which are dividing our people. So we need to strengthen these multilateral organizations like ASEAN, like SCO, so to face these common challenges that we have. I think the WOW Forum has a very important theme this year, to look for these common challenges, to address them for our shared prosperity. Thank you.